Hey there, Postal here. So I realized that I had gotten the Hunter late last week and haven't actually posted a video on it. So hey, look at this. We've got our Tier 10 British multi-role fighter, the Hunter. I still haven't kind of come to terms with it, to be honest. Let's take a look at some of the sets for it, and then we'll hop into some gameplay. So, what are we looking at here? We're looking at the pinnacle of the British multi-role line. And I see a lot of similarities between the fighter line and the multi-role line. And what do I mean by that? Well, when you're going down the fighter line, aka the Spitfire line, you've got a bunch of planes that have really good maneuverability, mediocre speed, and well, above average speed and mediocre altitude performance. And then that kind of, once you get to Tier 9 and then Tier 10, is completely thrown out the window when you get the Swift. The Swift has ridiculous airspeed, great altitude performance, mediocre at best maneuverability, especially for Tier 10. And you've got these two 30mm Aiden cannons. Different than what you've been used to when you're going down the Spitfire line, when you've got 20mm Hispanos. You even have that on the Tier 9, the Attacker, right? Very similar situation when you're going down the multi-role line. Pretty good maneuverability for multi-roles, pretty poor altitude performance, pretty poor speed, but you're able to use the Hispanos and the maneuverability, good maneuverability for a multi-role, to kind of do what you needed to do. The ground armament was meh, but the guns were really strong on it. Hurricane 2 is kind of universally known as really good for its tier, because once you upgrade it, you've got some pretty darn good guns on there. I didn't realize until just looking that I've actually got all of them still in the in my hangar as well. Anyway, so then you get to the Tier 9, the Seahawk, and you still got those great guns, but they're all centralized on the fuselage, and you know, you've got a little bit more rockets than you're used to and a couple of decent-sized bombs. Then you finally get to the Hunter here, and any maneuverability that you were used to has been thrown out the window. Your airspeed takes a significant jump up, and you get a crap ton of ground armament. Problem with this particular plane is, unlike the Swift, your altitude performance didn't have a significant jump up where it did with the Swift, and you're going to notice that throughout throughout the battle. Really, the altitude performance on this is basically a Yak 30. Isn't great, but what it does make up for in that, it has 4 of these 30mm guns, which in theory is strong as frig, right? It's rated 79 on the scale here. In practice, it's a little less, it's very, very much hit or miss. And so if you got used to the 2 of them on the Swift and you're able to make those work, you're definitely going to be able to make these work. But you got to get in that kind of mentality. It's not a rapid fire. The actual amount of cannon per second is relatively slow. When it hits, though, you really make somebody take notice. So yeah, let's stop talking, and let's hop into some gameplay. There we go, pretty bird. Yeah, much like the Swift, kind of classic multi-role design, right? So I did play this plane a handful of times, even over the weekend on stream, but really not a good good game mode to accentuate this particular plane, right? Now we're back to our normal game modes, and let's go ahead and see what we can do. So, unlike every other multi-role in this particular line, this particular plane can actually flip sectors pretty easily, even just on its own. So where I normally wouldn't go for a mining facility in a Seahawk or in anything below a Seahawk for sure, this particular plane has the ability to, well, hello, has the ability to flip a sector just by itself. And since we've got some help here, we're definitely going to be able to flip this particular sector, right? Oop. That's one thing I need to get used to with these particular guns, is how quickly they overheat. Haven't played the Swift in a couple weeks now. I don't even think I played it on stream. And you know, you just have to not overheat them. Pull up before I crash, because that would have been just silly. And then we can head to the center. Dang it! Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, let's head to the center. I don't want to lose that. So I've actually kind of built this particular plane to protect the engine. I was catching on fire way too often. This is my first time playing it with this particular build. We'll see if it helps or not. Let's see what we can do here against this HG2. And you can see how strong the guns are. Like, nobody's going to argue with that. It's just getting them to hit. They're certainly making everybody's lives miserable up here. Felt comfortable enough doing that just because I knew, or well, felt that I was able to get in and out without really getting too much damage done to me. Let's go ahead and take care of this guy real quick. If there's such thing as taking care of a ground pounder real quick. There we go. Just a little tappity tap love. Hit him while you can, and then flippity flip. And we're going to defend this mining facility pretty easily. So let's go ahead and get back to the center. We still haven't taken it, but we've definitely made sure that the Reds aren't going to be taking it anytime soon. Unfortunately, they've already got the mining facility and an air base. If we can get this mill base taken care of, then we can be really putting the pressure on them. So we've got a hunter up here. Got the bomber as well, but I definitely want to take care of the hunter first. If I can. Do the flippity flip. Oh, is he on fire? Yes, perfect. That bomber is going way too quick for me, but this bomber isn't far enough away yet. Glad we were able to get the military base. So I'm just going to head back over here and kind of defend a little bit. And then if we can, once we get rid of these bombers, I will go ahead and head back to the other military base and use these rockets and bombs, right? We'll get up high first. Way too high, but I'm going against bombers, so I can be up in the red with this particular plane when you're just going against bombers. And this is why I went up high first, because now I don't need a boost to get up to him. I can just kind of cruise on down to him. Make him regret his life choices. Alrighty. Man, those ground pounders are really pounding the ground, aren't they? So it looks like we'll kind of meander over here and take care of some of these heavy fighters first. Looks like the ground pounders are just kind of flying on through. Javelin here. See if I can stick with him. Got a decent amount of speed. Javelin's obviously got next world speed. Not when he keeps turning though. And these guns are really, you know, making everything that kind of gets in front of it just melt. Wish I could have gotten him, but I'll have to live. And it looks like I'm heading back over here to defend the mining facility. And what did we leave that guy on? Like at 1 hit point? So we'll take care of the IL-40 because why not? When you've got this particular plane, you're really not afraid of the ground pounders. You're going to take care of any of them, especially when they got that amount of hit points. You're going to take care of any of their attacks on you pretty quickly, right? Got ourselves a Guardian. Let's head back to the center. Are we feeling a pattern? I'm feeling a pattern. So we'll head up at a stately pace here. And we're at 11,000 personal points, not too shabby. They definitely want to get the center, so let's go ahead and descend the center. A decent amount while defending, so we'll just keep on keeping on. What I like about this plane is, as it kind of comes to you, so to speak, as you just get used to how the guns work, you can really have monster games. And I need to get this bomber guy first, don't I? Am I going to be able to get to him? Doesn't really look like it. No. Alright, so they got him. I've only used the bombs and rockets once so far. I haven't had the need to. This is a true multi-role in those kind of terms. The guns are going to do everything you really want guns to do on a multi-role. But if need be, I've got the bombs and I've got the rockets to be able to to lead the charge. Air supremacy, no bueno. Let's get over here to this 262 or anybody else. Nope, game over, man. Game over.
Great job today. We'll be waiting for you back home.
Didn't even get... Jeremiah got first. Oh, well. Let's see if we can try a different game, huh?
Be ready.
Okay, so we've got our hunter here. Oh, man, we're in trouble. Fortunately, our Yak 30 friend on the other team has basically the same altitude performance that we do. And we don't have his maneuverability, of course. Nor his speed. Or at least I don't think our speed is that much better than his. That it's a big enough difference. So we're going to have to just, make sure that we keep our head on a swivel. I'd like to try to flip this garrison without using any of my rockets, any of my bombs, and that way we can go to a mining facility and get that. See if we can't get this Spitfire real quick. You can see the power of these guns. Just getting them to hit. There we go. Cruise on over here at a stately pace. I'm not going to go over there. I just don't have the time right now for it. I want to try to get a mining facility. They're going for the center. That's fine. I'm not going to dogfight. I ain't got time for that. Hopefully those hit where I actually wanted them to hit. And these are salvos of 4. And it looks like we didn't flip any of that shenanigans. Crap, now he's gonna come in and take it. You can't take my stuff. Man, did our rockets really not hit anything over there? Excellent. These guns are really good at taking down ground pounders. When I don't overheat them. Cool. Let's see what we can do here to flip this sector. Nice! And so that's what I mean by, you know, yeah, we did get some support there in regards to flipping the mining facility. But I really didn't feel like I needed their support. I'm glad they were here, don't get me wrong. But we were well on our way to getting that flipped anyway. Pretty cool looking plane in my opinion. Very much like the Swift kind of quintessential jet. Obviously got a pretty long fuselage. Which might be the reason why the engine tends to catch on fire so much. I get the engine knocked out from the front quite a bit, which is beyond frustrating, as you could probably well imagine. And what do I have to work for here? Got a lot. I really don't want to have to get into a dogfight. This is not a dogfighting plane. This is a snippety snipe, kill while they're not paying attention plane. And we'll just get away from that. FJ1 can be a pain in the butt though. Take on this HG3. Excellent. Ground pounder going for our mining facility. They still haven't gotten their mining facility. We're about to get that, so that's good. Let's head to the center and be a pain in the ass. Let's go hunting, shall we? Let's head down a little bit, see if I can get some bombs to be dropped. Where are my bombs? Am I not low enough? Let's get lower. What? When I'm going down quicker than my bombs, it's not a good thing. Did not really mean to hit him. Glad I survived him. Am I gonna hit this guy? Where are my freaking bullets going? Seriously. What in the heck was all that shenaniganery? I mean, yeah, I joke around about these guns being fickle and not hitting all the time, but that was kind of ridiculous. See if we can get this FJ1 before he knows we're on him. He's chasing my friend. Oh, shit. It's okay, I guess. Just keep on keeping on. And we'll just try to get away while we can. Circle back around here. We'll just keep on keeping on. I'm really not in the mood to, well, yeah, have that hunter coming after me. Hey, look, the gun's hit now. Just go up and defend against this bomber. If I can get up here without stalling out. I think I can. Especially with the amount of hit points he has. Cool. Let's flip on over and head over to defend again. So this is going to be a pretty quick match considering we're owning the mining facility. I haven't ran into the yak, which is good, just because, well, it's a yak against a hunter. No offense to the hunter, as good as it is. Dogfight's going to lose, but if I catch the yak unawares, he's going to be toast, right? Start heading down. See if we can get this facility over here. So we'll head up, use yield guns.
Heavy storm here. Unable to proceed. Returning to base. Do you copy?
Okay. That's the end of the game.
We're waiting for your turn.
So let's take a look back at the hangar. Alright, so that's a grade 2 Lambert. Pretty good game, though it looks like he got knocked out of the game or something happened. I'm not really sure. But you can see, you know, this was a quick game. What was it? 7 minutes. Really not a lot of time to do much. You just went to the one mining facility and skirted across the center to the other mining facility, and basically the game was done. So, but you can see the potential of this particular plane. You can see why a lot of people were drooling over it when it first came out. Is it the world beater everybody kind of made it out to be? No, it is pretty well balanced, especially by its altitude performance. You saw me quite often. I was up there in the red at 10,000 feet, which isn't really that high for tier 10. I wonder if I do it quick. Can I do a quick? At tier 10 altitude performance, that altitude performance is ridiculous, pretty ridiculous. I know this one's really high. That one's obviously really high. So F7U is right in line with it. Wow, F84F is right in line with it. So these two multi-rolls are right in line with it. I suppose, if I'm going to find out here, yeah, the multi-rolls in general seem to have that altitude performance, although this one's rather high comparatively. All these light fighters, though, and obviously the heavy fighters, have significantly higher. So I guess it's in line with that. I'm just a little disappointed. I was hoping for, wow, that's really low, isn't it? It's not the lowest, at least. And so, you know, when we look at the Hunter, I'm comparing it, I guess, more to the light fighters, and I shouldn't be. It's in line with where multi-rolls should be, but you know, maybe that's why you don't see a whole lot of multi-rolls at tier 10. Hunter might be the most popular one that you see there. I don't see a whole lot of F7Us, F84Fs. God forbid I ever see a human flying an I-215. And J7W3s you see pretty often, but they've got ridiculous guns, right? And I think this has ridiculous guns. And where the J7 has the same, you know, similar ridiculous guns and has pretty good maneuverability, this particular plane, the Hunter, sacrifices all that maneuverability for a lot of rockets and bombs. And these can come in really, really handy. Didn't really see it too much in either of these battles, but when you need to flip a sector and you've got your rockets and bombs ready to go, you can flip a sector. You really can. I feel very comfortable with going after any ground attack. I can take on you know, those sectors and tear them down for sure. So I hope you enjoyed this particular video. Gave a little bit of info about the Hunter. I'll hopefully have a stronger game in the future as I get more used to the plane. Maybe it'll be something like the Swift, where it takes me forever to actually get comfortable with it. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with the plane now, but I know I'm just scratching the surface. Anywho, so I hope you enjoyed those two games. If you did, give it a like. If you didn't, thumb me down. And how do you like the Hunter? Do you have it yet? Are you grinding your way to it? I've recommended this particular multi-roll line as one of the first multi-rolls lines to go down, either this one or the Corsair line, just because of their flexibility. I think the Corsair line has better ground capabilities compared to the Tempest line, but I suspect that the you know, it all kind of culminates here. This tier 10 is really, really well-rounded plane, in my humble opinion. Anyway, hope you have a great day. Thank you for joining me.